Hello, this is Daryl Martin with ApexInvesting.com with another Apex Sniper webinar series on Be the Sniper or Be the Target. And as with every financial presentation, I get the fun pleasure of showing you a disclosure that says trading has risk. If you don't know that, you shouldn't be trading. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it, etc., etc. Okay? So, first I want to say congratulations. We got a lot of people rocking it and getting funded for their Lilu accounts. We just had another trader on here. Who was it? Was it Doug? Dale. It was Dell. So Dell, who on here just said that he just hit his profit goal. So we have a lot of traders getting funded. I know a lot of y'all feel like, well, that's not me. I'm paying reset fees. So, I want you to be successful. So we're going to talk about a few of those things today, okay? And I want to help you. And, one of the questions that will come up is, well, if you can trade with your own money, why get funded? Well, why lose your own money when you can lose someone else's? I guess that'd be one answer. Another one is there is a great benefit in today's crazy market conditions. One is the margins can be as much as $12,000 a contract instead of $500. So you don't have to worry about the margins. Literally, they can change the margin, and they have done that within the past month to like 12 grand for a single contract instead of just $500. Another big reason is the psychological edge. You get the benefit of the payout, and you don't want to lose your ability to get that payout, so you trade with discipline. But you don't have fear of losing your savings. So, if you have to do a reset, do a reset. And, as a reminder, if your month comes up and renews, it doesn't reset your account. It just lets you carry your balance forward. So, if you need to do a reset, do a reset. All right? But another one is a lot of people don't have trading money. So this is a way that they can get it. I have trading money, and I use this. I love this. Okay? I've got funded with several different types of accounts with them. And, a big thing I want to push, is be in the room each and every day. So everybody should know how to get in the elite room. I'm going to show you just in case you don't know how. Because some of you, I wonder if you know how. So I'm going to make sure that every one of you knows how to get inside the elite room. And we'll get the charts up there going shortly. But let's see here. So once you log into the website, there are multiple ways to get into the elite room. Okay. One of those is you can use the account menu in the top right. You can go to the Sniper Bootcamp over here. Okay. And there's also one at the bottom under the Elite menu. You scroll on down there, and under Section 5, Access the Elite Room. You should watch this video. It's very worth watching. It's only 15 minutes, but it will help you understand what to expect in the room. And then if you ever can't see this button for some reason, there's a little button on the right side that you click. If you can't see it, like right there, let's say like that happens to you. Okay? Anybody ever have that happen? Like they don't see the button on the side? Hit Control, Shift, Delete, and clear your cache. Okay? So for some reason, your cache did not store it in there. So it's going to make me log back into the site. Okay? And I know this has happened because I've talked to some of y'all, and you're like, how do I get in the room? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I get on your computer, and I go like, oh, okay. So you go there, you clear your cache. And now, and also, that's happening, especially if you don't see like certain things up in the top right. But see how it says click here to log into the elite room. And you click there. What if, for some reason, now by the way, the first time you log in, it can take several minutes for the full connection to happen because we have a very dynamic 0.2 millisecond updating time room. Okay? But let's say you wait for a few minutes and that thing just never connects. All right? Again, give it a few minutes. But if it doesn't connect, call us and hit extension 3. That'll take you to Kathy. Kathy is amazing. She works for Hotcom, who I don't know if you know this, but we actually pay for every person for the Elite Room. Like in most other companies, you got to pay a fee to Hotcom of $35 to use it. We actually pay for the Elite Room for you. We pay for the Hotcom software for you. Even our free trial people, we pay for. So understand when you're getting a free trial, we actually do have cost of that trial. It's not just free, but we take care of it for you. Now, another thing is under your preferences, which I can't show you, but if you'll go under preferences, you can turn off your auto typer when you're in the Elite Room. That way when you type in like MM for Mini Magnet, it doesn't go, somebody made some money, even though that's fun. But you can go in there and turn off, under preferences, turn off the auto typer. So that's a common thing. When the charts are up, there's little buttons on the charts, and I wish they were up right now because I would show them to you. But maybe on the next webinar, I'll show you some more features of the Elite Room. But you can play around with the buttons on the charts. If you close them by accident, all you got to do is log out of the Elite Room and log back in, and they'll pop back up, okay? But you can resize the charts to fit your screen if you're wanting to use them. Now, a reminder, the charts in the Elite Room are meant to be more of a verification, like you want to check your charts against the room charts, or an emergency backup, like your Ninja went down. They're not meant to be what you trade off of. Like, does everybody get that? Or do some people try to trade off of them? Or does everybody get like they're literally meant to be a backup? Like, you should have the charts up on your own computer. Okay? So another great question is, people are asking, is it a commentary room? Is it a trade room? What is it? That goes back to right here where on this page I said, play this video. Okay? All right? Because this video tells you how to access the room, how to use it, and what to expect. So obviously, I can't be in there 24/7. Believe me, I like being in the Elite Room. I love being in the Elite Room. Sometimes I am in the room quite a bit. I would have been there today if we weren't working on the site. But I am in there every morning, just like it says. Live commentary happens between 9:30 and 11. So that's where me and Lori are in there calling out trades and going over the market. Okay? It's amazing how much stuff is just like right there in front of you, isn't it? People are like, what time is it? Things happen. That's when it's happening right there. So, but check that out. Another thing is Jing. Okay? There's a little link right here. You click on this link, and it will take you to a program called Jing, or now it's called, I don't know. Now they gave it a new name, Capture. It's the same thing. But it lets you download and upload images, and so that way you can mark up your charts and share your charts. That is a massive piece of success. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to be successful because you do it. I'm going to tell you you're not going to be successful because you don't, is what I'm going to tell you. Okay? And I'm going to have a couple phrases like that for you today. Again, I'm not going to say you're going to be successful just because you mark up charts, but I am going to tell you you're not going to be successful if you don't mark up charts and share them. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make it real enough to you that it might actually be worth starting to do? Like, it's not, this is a good idea. If you actually want to be profitable on a consistent basis and make an income and a living doing this, then you will take pictures of your trades, mark them up, and share them. Good and bad. And even the ones you missed. And why you decided not to take the trade. So, if you use it, it will have a thing for screencast. So, if you use Capture, it has a thing where you can actually push stuff up to screencast. If you watch this video, it shows you all about how to do it. Okay? So, and again, that link is right there, and it lets you not just save it on the computer, but it lets you save it on the web. All right? Now, what happens if nobody comments? Anybody ever had that? They posted something up and nobody gave a comment? Maybe it was, busy in the morning Maybe somebody wasn't around that knew the answer. Okay? Yeah, you feel like nobody loves you. I know. Poor Rich. So there are two places you can go if you're not getting your answer. Okay? In the morning, you may not get as many comments because I'm doing less and less replying to comments between 9:30 and 11 and working on doing more and more trade calls in the morning. Okay? One is you can go to forum.apexinvesting.com. And we have a whole section down here dedicated, literally, and I mean, there's barely ever any post on here. It blows me away because I go through and I reply to every post. But under System, right down here, we have a whole section, S10, dedicated to sniper trading. And you can share charts. Chart markup request. Look at that right there. Did y'all know you had that access? And that I check every post and other traders check post right there? So, you log in. And there's a lot of information in this forum, by the way. I got psychology trainings. I got money management trainings. There's all sorts of stuff in here. But you can go over here and you can literally do a chart markup request. And look at how many I have right now. Waiting for me. Okay, does that tell you anything? The first thing it tells me is nobody knows that that link exists. Okay? The second thing it tells me is y'all aren't asking for your charts to be marked up. Because I can go right over here and it will tell me the latest post that I have not read. And like how many hours within it. Okay? And I can see if I've replied to that post or not and everything else. Okay? So, I can literally find every post I haven't replied to that's been replied to. And, I mean, you can see there's one post I haven't replied to, like in the last week here. Is that useful? Do y'all think y'all could actually use that? Now, at the same time, you veterans, do y'all think y'all could help me out and be on the forum and reply to people when you know the answer? And even if you don't have to be a veteran to know the answer. If you know the answer, you know the answer. And if you're wrong, and this, by the way, this is huge. If you're wrong, wouldn't it be great for you to be wrong and somebody correct you and you not have to be wrong anymore? I mean, think about that. Let's say you reply to help somebody and you're like, well, I don't want to help someone because I might be wrong. Well, maybe you are. But if you're wrong, the sooner you know you're wrong, the better off you are. I don't mind being wrong. I hate not knowing I'm wrong. Yeah, but what about your ego? What about your bank account? Pick one. Ego or money? All right? So, start using this forum. There's all sorts of stuff in here, and be interactive. I mean, you have the room, but you have this 24 hours a day also. And this stuff gets logged, which is cool. You can search in the forum. You know, you can do all sorts of things inside the forum. There's a menu up here. You can go in. You can bookmark. Did you know you can bookmark your favorite things inside the forum? So you go in and you like a certain post, you can bookmark that. So, anyways, now the forum is not super fast, but it is very dynamic. Let's see if it's going to let me in or it's going to make me enter some stupid code. It's going to make me enter a stupid code. Didn't receive a code. Here. Yeah, text me a login. All right. So now everybody's going to know my secret code that's going to work for like 5 seconds. So I'm going to let you see this because it will change in 5 seconds. Apparently when you manage a page that is at a certain size, you have to do this double authentication stuff. It's really annoying. And that's because I cleared my cache. All right. So, yes, I have liberal friends and conservative friends. We have a Facebook group. Let me show you the Facebook group. By the way, one person wants to join the group, and we'll let them join the group. So Chuck answered all the questions, is approved. Okay. So we go in, and somebody's like, hey, is anybody else having trouble logging into the website? Yep, we're working on the website. I took this long. Can anyone tell me why I shouldn't have taken it? We put up a special training on pullbacks that Christopher Wall did for everybody. And it is an amazing training. Okay? My charts are freezing up. Do you know what I can do about that? I've been trading in demo. Trading awesome, but just getting more screen time in demo. So far, made $5,127. Way to go, Michael. That is awesome. So you can go in there and you will get help. And this is around the clock. So I know you don't all have Facebook, but everybody who does, you should join our Facebook group. Do you think being connected to our Facebook group like that would help you? Being able to have people on like at any time, ask questions, see questions that people are asking. Did you know videos go on the Facebook group first? The first place we put all videos, well, that I put all videos, is the Facebook group. I'm trying to get John to do that first, also. All right, so definitely join the Facebook group. And if you don't see John do it, then I want you to give John all the crap you can about not rewarding the Facebook group members. Also, make sure you hop over, and I just want to give you every resource you can to get help, okay? Because I want you to be successful. I mean, I know what's going on right now. You know what's going on right now. People need to be successful in this. But subscribe to our Facebook or our YouTube channel. Anytime a new webinar pops up, you'll get a notification. Okay? Yeah, you can cast them literally on your TV. Somebody says, watch them in bed. My daughter casts them on her TV, but she does it to fall asleep. So. But, anyways, the big thing is I want you to, make sure you're in the room now. That ought to solve some issues you have about getting inside the room. Don't forget about that number if you're having an issue. Make sure you take advantage of the forum and take advantage of the Facebook group. I mean, I know those are small things. And, post your charts, but they add up. Okay? Stop. Watch the videos. Learn, train. One other thing I want to tell you is a lot of y'all have a really bad habit of being in sim all day because you feel like trading in sim all day is going to make you a better trader. Does anybody sort of feel like that? Like they feel like that's going to make them better? Or is it because you're just addicted to doing it because it's fun? Or what? I mean, well, okay, I got my 3. Now I'm going to go to sim. Yeah, Perry's honest. He's like, I'm just addicted. I got to trade. I got to trade. So, it's not going to make you better, okay? Because the market has a different temperament throughout the day, and nobody can keep a focus for 8 hours and trade well. So if you want more chart time, go back and do market replay. Don't do sim. It's too slow. Okay? It's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you. Has anybody been in the room and noticed that usually I take a break like right about 11 o'clock every day? Often I come back, but have y'all noticed that about 11 o'clock every day I take a break? I mean, pretty much like every single day. I don't have a boss telling me to do that, do I? Like, I just do it. Right? Whether I've had 1 trade, 2 trades, or, 5 trades, whatever. I take the break because mentally I know that I should take a break at about 11 to 11:30. Okay? I know mentally hour and a half of focus. I mean, think about that. How long are most movies? Most highly entertaining movies, how long are they? They have a range of what? Yeah, 90 minutes. Some of them, the long ones, go like 2 hours, you know? I mean, there's also, there's the rare ones like, certain ones that will go like 3 and stuff, but most movies are 90 minutes. You know they have enough footage to make them longer, but they make them 90 minutes. Okay? Because they know that's how long they can keep you actively engaged and focused. And that's on an entertaining movie. Okay? So, think about that as a trader. Get in there, be focused, and here's what a lot of you are doing, okay? You're getting in, and John's going to go over some of this stuff. I'm not going to steal all his thunder, but whenever he does his webinar tomorrow, that y'all should definitely be on. But when you get in there, be ready to trade. And how many of you are trading all day? I've had a couple conversations today with some traders, and I had a bunch of other traders agree with me when I posted it. Maybe the reason you're trading all day is because you're trying to get your net 3. Does that sound right? Like you're trying to get your net 3. But how many of you are trying to get your net 3 all day because you're skipping out on a lot of good trades throughout the day? Would y'all say pretty much every one of you? I can guarantee you, you're not going to make money by not taking trades. Now, sometimes you can be in there longer because, you hit it really sucks when that first trade is a loser, right? So you got to take a couple more trades. But what really sucks is when that first trade's a loser and you don't take the next 2 or 3 trades that win because you're too shy. And you would have made it all back, and then you're just a couple trades away from being done for the day. So, why don't you just say, I expect the first one to lose. I'm going to take it anyway. I mean, let's just... The way you deal... I don't know if y'all have taken my Mind Mastery course, okay? But the way that you deal with emotion in trading is you fight fire with fire. You acknowledge the emotion you're going to have before you have it. You acknowledge the action that's going to happen before it happens. So that way when it does actually happen, it has 0 impact on you. Because you're like, I'm going to lose, and it's going to suck, and I'm going to be pissed, and then either I'm going to revenge trade, I'm going to stupid trade, or I'm going to skip trades. And either way, I'm going to end up losing more money, and then I'm going to miss out on the next several trades, and then I'm going to finally take a trade, and then it's going to suck, and I'm going to lose on that one, and then the next several, I'm going to miss out on that one, and my whole day is going to suck, and I'm going to feel like I should quit, and that I suck at this. Anybody ever had that go through their mind? So let's just go, you know what? The first trade of the day, it's probably going to lose. And if it does, I'm just going to go ahead and take the next trade, and the next trade after that, and the next trade after that. Just acknowledge it. And if it wins, sweet. Right? But like, you have this expectation. Here's the problem is you're walking with an expectation that you're going to win on the first trade. It's a 50-50. And then when that expectation gets blown up, you emotionally respond to it, and then you start skipping out on all the winning trades. Or you get really, really shy and, you have like a loser and then you start taking like half your profits on your winners. Anybody have that problem? You're like, I went at 4 ticks, I'm done. And now when you have another loser, it just makes it like 4 times as bad, right? Like if I would have stayed it, I would have made it, but hey man, nobody loses money taking a profit. Want to bet? It's like, yeah, you can. So you're just gonna, like, if it's gonna lose, it's gonna lose, but I'm gonna take the trade. And maybe you get net 2 and you lose the 3rd one. So what? Now you're at 0. It's a new day, fresh start. Move on from there. Okay? Yeah, a lot of people are accusing me of watching them and having cameras and in their rooms and being inside their heads. So you know why I know this? Because I do it all too. I've been there with you. Okay? And it seems like you're just lucky. Either it's always that first trade or it's always that freaking 3rd trade. It's like it's just out to get me. You know what I mean? You just get this stupid crap in your head. It's like stuff's going to happen. There's going to be days where you win the first 3 in 5 minutes. There's going to be days where you have to trade 7 or 8 or 10 trades to get your net 3. But I guarantee it's not going to work if you say, oh, the 3rd one is where I always get hit. Or the 1st one's where I always get hit. Or when I do get hit, I'm going to start skipping trades. Like, expect to lose some trades. It's a probability game. That means you're probably going to lose some trades. And you're probably going to win some trades. Right? So otherwise, all you're going to do is sit there and talk yourself out of trades. And the funny thing is, I'm going to talk to you about obstructions tonight. But the number 1 obstruction that you don't want in your way is yourself. All right. So, we got these new basic tutorials. Has anybody been watching the tutorial videos that John Skelton has been doing? Got some. Yes, yes. Love them. Haven't seen them yet. Want to catch up on them. They're fantastic. They're great. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, if you haven't been watching them, you are missing out. Okay? They're basic, but what I just went over was basic. We don't ever go over anything that's truly basic, right? If you're not accomplishing what you want to accomplish, you should be watching these tutorial videos. They're right here. They're near the bottom, under the webinar recording section, above the foundation section. You can watch these tutorial videos right here he's putting up. And we're thinking we're going to go like sort of like in a cycle where we just keep teaching one of these tutorials like every month, month and a half. We're just going to go through the exact same 6 videos. And just to remind and go through stuff. And of course, we always touch on new things. But yeah, even if you're a vet, if you're not where you think you should be watching these videos. Okay? They will help you. He goes through, he explains, like, you got the what, but you don't necessarily have the why. And he really helps you dig into the why behind what's going on. He helps you raise that grade up. And he helps take boot camp where, anybody ever feel like it's overwhelming? So if you feel like it's overwhelming, that's what the tutorials are for. He makes it simple. So if you feel overwhelmed, go to those tutorial videos. And there is a lot to learn, but he's very methodical, he's very repetitive, he makes sure that you have it down. So you know where the recordings are. It's funny when I post like, hey, we have a webinar here, like, oh, where's the link? All the links for the registrations are up here under step 2. We always put the webinar links right here. So you can register. It literally takes like 5 seconds. I mean, you put in your name, your email, hit submit. And you get an email, you get a reminder email with your link, all that stuff. So that's where you get access to all of the tutorials that we do. Okay? And the webinars like that I do. So you know where the recordings are now. If you're a bootcamp trial member, you know, like, we want you to watch these videos. It will simplify things for you. It will open your eyes. Like, I literally would want you to stop and, like, not even trade tomorrow. If you haven't watched those videos, I would literally say stop and just watch the tutorial videos tomorrow. Because it is going to turn everything around for you. Now, let's talk about another subject. Let's talk about when not to trade. How does that sound? Because a lot of y'all are having the problem of y'all are just jumping into trades that you shouldn't be, and then you lose. And, you know, it's okay if you lose a trade that was a good trade. But, trading is more important than simply knowing how to get in. It's knowing when not to get in, right? And so I wanted to review obstructions with you and sort of bring it all together. Knowing when not to trade is what separates the 90% of people who wipe out their accounts from the 10% of people who don't. Would y'all agree with that statement? Like, it literally is the separating factor. And by the way, when not to trade is not when you are afraid. Okay? That would be putting yourself in the 90% factor group, right? So different rules apply to different types of trades, different types of market conditions, right? So, like, one of the things, you know, like, I don't do triple dippers on ES. I don't like them on ES. ES has too many clusters. Or coil chop, I mean. Coil chop is a big deal on ES. It's not that big of a deal on NQ. There's different market things for different markets. Does that make sense? So, and the reason is, like, NQ moves a lot more than ES, so that's why it doesn't coil up as much. A reminder, we have uploaded a brand new, that's why we're on this, we pushed out a new toolkit. So, and we're going to push out another one here tomorrow, I think, with updated colors. But we've built in where the automated trader won't take coil chop trades and also won't take the double cluster trades if it's within so many bars. Okay? But the number one thing is it automatically won't take the coil chop trades. Even like, it just pure won't take it. Doesn't matter if the filter's on or off, it won't take a coil chop trade. So the filter will apply to the double clusters. So if you update, and I sent out the instructions, you should have saw them in your Ninja Trader, but I said to go in and download the new toolkit, click install, clear your cache, open Ninja up, right click, load the new toolkit name. We also made the templates for ES. We separated them so that way you'd have ones just for ES. Okay? But yeah, you definitely want to take advantage of that. It's going to help you a lot. It pays for itself. I think just ask anybody in the room if it pays for itself, because it helps you not get in trades you shouldn't. It helps you get in trades that you want to that you can't do fast enough. It helps you with discipline because it will take trades. You don't have to be the one hitting the button. So it shows an arrow, you know, all that stuff when it's tradable, all sorts of stuff. So, but let's talk about single level obstructions. Single levels or plots can be obstructions if there's really no order prints around. Okay? So, let me put it this way. Just a live chart at the moment. We got a mini magnet. We happen to have a wall there too, but which makes it 10 times as strong. But anyways, but see that mini magnet? Does everybody see that white line right there, that mini magnet? Do you see anything else around it? Like, I mean, is there a whole lot of other mini magnets? Like, do you see any more mini magnets? So, do you understand how that could be an obstruction by itself? Yeah, ignore the wall for a second. Just pay attention to, like, there's just a mini magnet. Okay? So a single level, when there's not a lot of other OP, is an obstruction. So if you had a long trade right here, would you want to take it? If there was just a mini magnet, not a wall there, would you want to take it? No, because there's like barely any OP. Okay? Whereas we go over to, like, say, you know, an ES chart right now, you may end up getting a whole lot more OP, right? So single level plots can be obstructions if there's not a lot of other OP in the area. All-time highs is a big time when you're going to see single level OPs as well. Okay? Kevin, OP is order prints. It's the engine we use to plot everything on the charts that we trade. Okay? If the single level is a wall, an ES wall or an NQ wall, like here's one example, just looking over here. This happened to also be a wall. By the way, a mini magnet on a wall makes that mini magnet insanely strong. If it's a wall, you don't want to trade into it. Meaning, I don't mind trading if my entry's on the other side, but I don't want to have to get through that wall to take my profit. And you see how accurate that is? I mean, I can't make that up. That was literally right there. That wall's been there for like 3 months. Okay? Or longer. Price right to it. We can back up and we can look at other ones too. But where those walls are at, you will see the markets bounce off of them over and over and over again. Okay? We got NQ walls, we have ES walls, and they are not some pivot indicator, something we manually do in the background. So, anyways, you would not want to take a trade right into a wall. Okay? An ETX could come off of it if it was an ETX. But it'd have to be an ETX. Now, the other thing is I want you to be very aware of 60 and 240 levels. Let me show you. This is my 30-tick chart on ES. I pull out my dynamic magnets and my 60 and 240. My dynamic magnets are these big dots. The blue dots are my 6240. Y'all notice anything on these big old lines that I'm plotting? You know when I drew these? When do you think I drew? Because all these, what I'm talking about is the big square dot lines. I drew them this morning. I drew them at like 9 o'clock this morning. Okay? So I drew them right about here. And I mean, the dynamic magnets are already there, but with the 6240s. This comes down to here, and you get a short to go short right into the 60 and 240 and a dynamic magnet. Do you want to take a short right there? I mean, is that pretty simple? I mean, are y'all seeing, like, this is a 30-tick chart, which, by the way, is a great chart to have up. But do you see how clear of a range today was in? Did y'all even know that it was that range bound today? Because you're probably looking at your 8-tick chart. You had no idea this is what the day looked like. Do you think that might have helped you to have that idea of this big O range happening right here? Like, would that have had an impact on you to know that, like, to start seeing this thing bounce? And look, it's bounced off levels that were pre-drawn. So this is high volume magnet levels from the dynamic magnets. And this is one of the flux levels from today. It sort of puts things a little bit in perspective, doesn't it? Just open a 30-tick chart and apply the sniper template. That's all you got to do. Where can you find out how to draw the 6240 levels? Under Section 7, Video 3. And then the place you find out how to draw the dynamic magnets is under Understanding the Charts. It's like Video 3 or 4. You can make them whatever you want to. Just when you click on them, when you draw them, you choose what size you want. You choose what format you want, and you choose all charts, and you hit set default. Okay? But y'all see how those single levels might actually be important? I mean, there may be something else there too. Often there is. But I was doing some chart reviews today, and 2 of the 3 trades the person lost went right into a flux level. All right. So we got the single levels down to be aware of, right? ETX obstructions. If you have 3 OP plots, not the flux levels, not the dev magnets, all that, but specifically the 3 OP plots in the way, mini magnet pause, ZOI, or I block, do not take the trade, okay? If you have double mini magnets, do not take the trade. If you have a single cyan plotted wall, like an NQ wall, ES wall, do not take the trade. If you have coil chop, do not take the trade. If you have double clusters, do not take the trade. Do not trade against a strong trend with divergence unless 50% of that strong trend outweighs the probability. Be aware of groups of clusters on your left and do not take the top or bottom of a range. That feels like a lot. Anybody feel like that feels like a lot? Okay, so let's just back up. We got OP plots, mini magnets, pause, ZOIs, I blocks. Are we used to looking at those? Right? We got 4 things that are OP that we're used to looking at all the time. Okay? Double mini magnets is just 2 of those put together. All right? I don't even know where that's coming from. My son's second account. He must have auto trader turned on. Okay. Coil chop. That's not hard to remember. And by the way, the auto trader now takes care of that for you. You know, the walls. Double clusters. The auto trader takes care of it for you now. If the market's flying down, do you want to take a long? If it's on just like a killer string going down, do you want to go long? You got to remember that. I mean, is that just sort of obvious? If there's a whole bunch of yellow clusters to the left of you, could you be aware of that before a trade even comes up? I mean, shouldn't you be aware of that? Because I mean, maybe I'm wrong. But some of y'all start looking for all these obstructions after you get a trade. Is that possible? Do you think it might be a little too late? And that's why you're freaking out and not taking them because you can't make the choice fast enough? You feel like it's too much to keep up with? So what if you're like, if this bar reversed, are there 3 OP levels in my way? Like here, let's just pull up. What if I'm just looking at this and I'm like, okay, this could be a reversal bar. Are there 3 OP levels in my way? Yes or no? Let's just say it was an ETX. Okay? There's not 3 OP levels in my way. Am I going against a really strong downtrend? I mean, at this point, we pulled back up. So we're going sideways, right? So, okay. So there's an ETX. I could take that. Are there double mini magnets in my way? Do I have like double clusters going on right now? Okay. So could I take the trade if it was an ETX? I'm saying if it was an ETX, right? What if you were doing that constantly instead of being bored and then trying to catch it? Okay? Like if this bar closes up, okay, it'll open right here. Boom, boom, boom. Now, what if I happen to get one on this? Are there 3 OP levels in my way if it... Because this would be the down close. Are there 3 levels in between here and my take profit? No, there aren't 3 levels, 3 OP levels in between if it was an ETX. Am I going against a really strong uptrend? There's not 2 OP levels. Don't count the levels that are included in the bar. Go from the entry to the take profit. From the entry to the take profit. There's only, remember, it's 3 OP levels. Deviations are not an OP level for ETX trades, right? Keith, you have to watch video 7, number 3. Okay, well, that one didn't happen. Okay, well, now, if I got in, I'd get in here. Are there 3 levels? Well, now, if it happens if I got in here, are there 3 levels? You know, do I have double clusters? Do I have double mini magnets in my way? Am I going against a super strong trend? You know, starting to get stronger. Starting to get stronger, right? Right now, are there double mini magnets in my way? Are there 3 OP levels in my way? Are there double clusters? Are there mini magnets? Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, are y'all starting to get the idea? Like, you're watching that if this next bar is it, is there something in my way? Instead of, oh, there's a trapped X. Okay, do I take the trade? Do I not take? I don't know. Let me look. Let me check everything out. Let me see what I should. No, you should already know. It's like, hey, if I get an ETX right here, boom, I'm going. Yeah, you're being proactive versus reactive. Exactly, Doug. There's not a number of bars to tell you a strong trend. A strong trend is going to be a big, clean run with very few wicks. And over time, you're going to know what that is. And if you don't know, don't go against the trend. And my mouse is the crosshair. I can pull up the pointer. pull up my magic Harry Potter wand. So again, let's just look at the questions. Going against strong trend, be aware clusters, mini magnets, coil chop. So if this closes down, it's not going to be coil chop. There's not 3 levels in my way. There's not double mini magnets. We don't have double clusters. Okay, well, if this happened, then I'd be ready to, hop in the trade. Like, if you could start asking yourself those questions up front and just sort of be on it. Like, would I take this one? Would I take this one? Would I take this one? You'll always be ready. And then when it's up, you're like, okay, well, that's a valid trade. I take it. And you'll have confidence, and you'll just execute. And it doesn't mean it's going to always work. Remember, it's probability. Probabilities mean you're probably going to lose some, and you're probably going to win, hopefully more, right? But if I don't take the trade, I definitely am not going to make money. I don't worry about the levels that have been broken through, but I will pay attention to them. Like, I'm looking at this, and I can tell you right now, if this trade reversed, it would go right here. Like, that's actually where I'd have my take profit at. But just because the market's hit here, hit here, hit here, hit here, hit here over and over again, it's going to be attracted right back down here to 1280. So what was that resistance will become support at this point. And it just happens over and over again. Pulls back. So, but that's what you're doing. You're going and you're looking at it like, okay, ETX, okay, that's a short, go short, here we go. Take the trade. Or if it's a long trade, what if this is a long? Have to have a down close and an up close. Do I take this long? We got double mini magnets in the way on the long side, don't we? Do y'all see that? Okay, so I would not want to take a long. I'd want to have my stop behind it. You're a little crazy if you're trading oil right now, by the way. But I just picked it up because it moves a little faster. But if I went in and I got short, I'd definitely have my stop behind the double mini magnets. Okay? So are y'all getting the idea to start looking ahead and see what's going to happen? To see the obstructions before you get in the trade. Or before you are starting to execute. It's too late. Right, one of the questions on the marker board is there an obstruction? Exactly. So we just got in marker boards. I'm going to be sending them out to everybody. And it has those top 5 questions to ask yourself. But you don't ask yourself after the Xbox shows up. You should always be ready. So the other one is don't take them into the bottom or top of a range. And John's going to talk to you more about range tomorrow. But you don't want to be taking trades into the bottom or the top of a range. Now, one other thing I want to add to you with coil chop is if a trade turns into coil chop, what should you do? Let's look at this trade we're talking about right now. This ETX. You should take your take profit. The safest play is to move that take profit to break even. Right there. And you'd be out of the trade right now. So you'd move your take profit to break even. Okay? Because it became a coil trade. Does that make sense? Don't just ride it out and see what happens. All right, does that help out with your ETX trades? Somebody wants to see if it worked out. Yep, the trade worked out. It won. And where is it going to go? It's going to go to 1280 like I said it was. But stack of 3 on any level, not just OP. Now on the other, the naked TX setups. 3 of anything, a flux level, volume magnets, ice, deviations, order prints, anything. Okay, 3 of anything, don't take the trade. Right, so it takes 3. And, you know, you do see ES blow through obstructions, but you also see times where it bounces right off of them. And what we're looking for is the high probability, not the 50-50. So I would say, Todd, probably half the time, you see it blow right through obstructions. And the other half, it bounces right off of them. And we're really good at seeing those times when it worked, and really bad at not seeing the times that it didn't work. It's sort of like, do y'all ever notice it seems like all the time those arrows pop up to go short, it's always against DR and it seems to always work, and like it didn't give you the good signal? Y'all notice that? Yeah, that's like half the time. You just notice all the ones that you didn't make the money on. You just don't notice the ones that you would have lost on. So it's about half the time that happens, but it feels more than that because you notice every time you didn't make money, but you don't notice all the times you would have lost. Your other trade obstructions, it's the same thing. Double mini magnets, you know, a wall, coil chop, double clusters, not against strong trends, look left, be aware. You know, it's really the same as ETX. It's just ETX uses 3 OP levels. Naked X boxes use 3 of any level. Okay? And really, this applies to every trade. Do not take against a strong trend with divergence. Basically, if you're going to go against a trend on a naked Xbox, you want to have divergence. I'll actually show a couple screenshots. So I'll help explain that one. Ice is the red, blue, and green. It's what is the normal name for it? We just do it more accurately. But it's oh my gosh. I can't think of it. Volume profile. We just are more accurate in how we calculate it. But it's the red, blue, and green areas that encompass 70% of the volume for the day. I just glance at the 30 tick. I don't watch it. I'm just aware of it. It lets me see trend. It lets me see big ranges. The only time I will trade against a double cluster is when OD divergence is at least 50% different and the price is really close to the last OD level, preferably a yellow OD number. The only time I trade against double clusters is when OD divergence is at least 50% or less and the price is close to the last OD level. Basically, it's going to be within 1 to 2 bars if it's yellow. So I'll show you an example. So see how we have 52,000 right here? And then we have 11,000. Do y'all see that? So that's going against the DR, well less than 50%. Somebody's like, yeah, I took that. Yeah, this is from today. this afternoon. And then, so that's a naked TX trade that you can take right there. Okay? Now, a very important rule is when you have OD divergence, okay, somebody asks, how is that naked? It has a paw. Having a paw doesn't make it not naked. Naked means it doesn't have a paw or mini magnet with another paw, mini magnet, ZOI, or I block within 2 ticks. So it's naked. It has to have another existing OP level within 2 ticks to be an ETX. Just because it has a paw or mini magnet doesn't make it an ETX. This is definitely divergent because it made a lower low. And it was like 20% of the volume. Even DR was divergent. So that is the time that I'll go against the trend. Now, 2 ticks from the paw or the mini magnet, the low of the bar. Okay, so somebody's asking, where does it have to be? 2 ticks from the paw or the mini magnet, the low or high of the bar, which is where that's going to print. All right, so if you have OD divergence, what does that usually mean? So you mean the price is going to probably pull back? So let me add some, just another, you could call almost OD an obstruction if you wanted to. Okay? Does it make sense if you have OD divergence expecting the market to pull back that, and I don't even care if it's that divergence or even this divergence without an ETX on it, okay? Let's just say this did make a lower low. But does it make sense to go against that divergence? If you had a short right here, to take this short? I'd say within a few bars, like 3 to 4 bars, does it make sense to take a trade against it? So if you see OD, even without a TX on it, okay, don't trade against it if you get a signal right after that. Now, let's also look at this. We came down here. We went up here. Came down to the same point and pulled back. What do we call that? Down, up, down, small retrace. What is that? That is a range. That is literally how you define a range. Came down, went up, came back down to the same point, and went back up a little bit. It could be a bigger range, it could be a smaller range, but in this case, it's a small range. You got a third bar swing right at the top of a range with 2 paws right in front of you. If that would have been a third bar swing, would you have taken it? Now, it wasn't because it didn't have a paw on it. It didn't have a mini magnet on it. And it didn't have a trapped order. But let's just pretend like it did have a trapped order and a paw and a mini magnet on it. Would you want to take it into the top of the range? Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm not calling this a third bar swing, because a valid third bar swing setup would have a trapped order and a paw and a mini magnet, but you get where I'm going. It goes up here, and now we go down. We got an ETX. I mean, like, let's just, like this, or not an ETX. So we got a third bar swing going on right here. What are we going down into? the bottom of the same range. So if you took that third bar swing, right? And you're also trading against divergence. But you took that third bar swing right into the bottom of a range. I mean, literally, it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, like literally, I mean, you got a range going on now. And you had one right here. But then it stopped, confirming your range even better, and then it came right back down here. And it may have broke out a little bit before it finally decided to actually break down. But y'all see like coming right back down to the bottom of the range, that third bar swing? Shouldn't have taken it, right? Now what about over here? We're going up, and what do we have? I mean, you could literally draw a box here. What is this trade going into? Top of the range. And it's a coil chop trade, by the way. I bet that got a few of you today. It's 9 o'clock. Here's an example. OD divergence. You get a short trade. Right there. You got red DR. Don't take it. Okay, do y'all see that right there? 2350, 1751. Naked short with the trend. Don't take it against OD. I think these are some of the little things that are catching y'all up. Like the ranges, just not paying attention to them. Not thinking about the obstructions up front. Not paying attention to OD. So yeah, that short against OD did get you today. So there's one example. Divergence on DR doesn't matter as much. It's helpful, it's a good confirmation, but OD is a lot stronger. So if you can start looking for these obstructions up front as the charts are ticking along, do you think it'll give you an edge and more confidence and probably help you avoid a lot of trades that are pretty obvious for you to be able to avoid? I mean, you can learn how to take entries on ranges later, okay? But what's more important than taking entries is what? Knowing when not to get in. And right here we saw, okay, this is a great long, a profitable long. This is a bad third bar swing. This is a bad long entry. Because we got this chop box right here. So these are not divergent. It's a higher high, but it's 36,000 versus 13,000. Notice how the number is bigger, not smaller. Right? Like I said, we don't take any trade into or during coil chop unless the bar has a mini magnet and a TX. And ideally has a cluster on the bar before that. So let me make sure that's on there. A cluster on the bar before or the bar of. It could be either one. All right? That's the only time you can take a break out of coil chop. I would recommend you don't even focus on those to begin with, though. Because the first thing you need to focus on is when not to take trades, not additional trades you can take. Can I go over coil chop? Coil chop is simply when the market goes up, down, up. Literally, 3 bars in a row going in opposing directions. Like right here, see where this bar goes down, up, down? That's coil chop, and you know it before the bar closes, right? Because if that went down and that went up and the next bar goes down, I know it's going to be a coil chop trade up front. Just like I'm going to be looking to go, is that next, do I have 3 levels in front of me? Do I have double mini magnets? Do I have double clusters? Do I have, is this going to be coil chop if it closes down? Like, that's one of the questions you ask yourself. Am I in a range? Right? Is there divergence? Right? You ask yourself those questions up front. And the more you ask yourself these questions, the easier it's going to be. And I know it can feel like the rules change. Everybody, y'all feel like that sometimes? Okay. We may evolve the rules or make you where you understand them better, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to actually teach you how to read the market. So if they evolve, but I mean, think about it. Is all that stuff, is it really that different? I mean, have we not taught you, like, don't trade in, single level, double level, triple level? Like, we've taught you that from the beginning. We've taught you double clusters, right? We've taught you don't trade into ranges. We've taught you, take divergence. So by default, don't go against divergence. We taught you don't trade chop. We've helped you refine that to coil chop with ES specifically. Has it really been that different? Or is it really just the exact same stuff? If you go back and watch the videos that we have, the market reviews and everything, it's the exact same rules. But a lot of y'all are coming to realize it, and you're starting to pay attention to it. Because at first, you just watched that video one time, and you just wanted to know how to get in a trade. You weren't thinking about when you don't want to get into a trade. And as you start learning about when you don't want to get into a trade, it feels like, well, you're changing it on me. It's like, well, not really. And, I mean, I put up here, the rules can evolve. They can change. They can. Like we added in the coil chop rule as being a big rule with ES. But we always said don't trade chop. But really, a lot of what it evolves is you. As you evolve of, I want to know when not to take trades, and I want to confidently take trades that, I mean, if they didn't have one of the obstructions we listed today, take the trade. So really, it's just about, reading the market, things that make sense. Got OD divergence, going to go the other way, don't take it. So there may be times when you take a trade for a certain reason and not take it the next time because you have a different, there's something different setting up. Right? So what are the market conditions? Are they choppy? Are they range bound? One of the great ways to see that is having a 30-tick chart. I mean, just seeing this is going to go, what, if I go down here, I'm going to be looking for a long. If I get up here, I'm going to be looking for a short, especially after it does 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm looking for a short. Now I'm looking for a long. Now I'm looking for a short. Now I'm looking for a long. Right? That can help you get a little bit more of the market condition. Looking left. And looking left means thinking right. And that's something that's sort of new as a phrase, but I hope that you remember. Looking left means thinking right. Okay? So you're going to look left to think about what's going to be right. On the right, and I don't mean just right, but the right side of the chart. Okay, I'm going to look left to see, is there anything to be aware of? Double mini-max, this. But I'm thinking about what am I going to do next? Like, are there 3 levels in my way? Are there double clusters? Are there double mini magnets in my way? Am I going against a really strong trend at this point? So now in the ER, I may call some audibles. I may read the market, but we do try to explain. I think y'all, we get pretty good feedback. So as long as y'all are being honest with us, me and Lori try to really explain what we're seeing. Lori, I think he does an even better job than I do. I think at that. So Eric asked me, do I ever override the DR color and take the trade in the opposite direction if DR turns red because I believe it? I would say in range-bound markets, yes, but divergence, yes. That's when I would do it. But I'd put your main focus on when not to before you start adding when to. So there's tons of trapped Xbox trades all day long, right? The trick is to figure out which ones not to. It's not really a trick. I mean, we just win over when not to take them. So put those odds in your favor. Take the best of the best. We only take certain reversal bars. We don't take TX bars in the same direction unless they're a third bar swing and they're not range bound. Is the market trending? Is it diverging? Is it ranging? Is there an ETX obstruction? All that. You need to start asking yourself these questions before. If you can start just asking yourself these questions on every bar, you repeat this thing 1,000 times in a day, you're going to have these questions down pat. Like every time a bar comes up, if this bar reverses, is it, do I have this, 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 am I missing anything? Do I have this, do I have this, do I have this? And you just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that. And then you'll get why I'm able to just to trade it and hit click with the confidence. Because it's the exact same thing. So I was going to do a big walkthrough, but this ended up taking longer. Are y'all okay with that? With us wrapping up right here? Because otherwise we're going to go for like another hour. But I think was this good? I mean, I think y'all got more out of this, what we did tonight, than you would out of me just walking through a chart. Awesome. Okay, well, I'll get this video posted up on Facebook, so make sure you join our group. Don't forget to post your charts, be in the room, watch the videos. Don't just be playing in sim. Trade, get your stuff done, get out of there, and get into the videos, and be watching everything, okay? And I look forward to helping y'all be successful. Y'all can do this. And if you're having trouble, reach out to me. Okay? The last thing I want to go over, I want to go over one more thing with you. Okay? I know a lot of y'all are doing, let's see here. Many of you have asked for a game plan because you're like, how do I get to the point? I can withdraw monthly from Lilu, and then like on that 4th month, I get like a big withdrawal, and you wanted some longer term plans. So I don't know if you know this, but our focus right now is to help you get funded with Lilu and get you to that big withdrawal point. And so what we've done is we've put together packages. Now I put together one package, okay, and it's 50% off for 4 months of gold at the price of silver. So instead of paying $1,200, it's $600. All right, but I had people, and I told people don't like do annual with us, but I had like a dozen people in the elite room the other day saying, well, can you put up promos for annual? So I went ahead and put up all of the promos. They're there if you want them, okay? But the big one is the next 4 months, half off, $600 instead of 12. And all you gotta do is go to the account menu link and go to sign up for any plan or product. And I put the best prices on everything right now. So I plan on leaving them up there for, the next week, maybe 2 weeks. But so we got the elite gold for silver, so you can actually sign up and get gold for silver for $200. We got the gold for silver pricing, $1,200 for $600. That's 4 months, and then it goes to $200 a month. So that actually gives you a free month. Is what this does. And then we got the semi-annual plan that's there. We have the, lifetime packages as well. So I put up every discounted plan that we have. Like all of them, the upgrades, all that stuff are up there. Okay? So check them out. But I would definitely take advantage. To me, the best plan on here is this gold for silver pricing. Because you get 4 months for $600. So, which would usually be, like I said, $1,200. Even silver alone would be $800. So, $600, you get 4 months, and then you get to keep your gold for silver after that. The semi-auto is already on special because it costs $950 to buy it. So we just have it. We still have it discounted. So it's like $497 for one license, or like $250, 2 payments of $250. So I'm leaving the discount up on the automate as well. Looking at the first option course, I delayed putting that up because I didn't want to be like asking people for another course right now with everything that's going on. So I figured summer would be better for that. So we're looking at like June. Because right now the focus is, people are doing well. I want you to do well. I want you to get to the point where you're funded. Then, hey, once you're making a bunch of money and you're like, okay, I'm taking all these profits out. What other ways can I invest them? Then let's talk about other ways to invest. But right now, let's keep you focused and taking advantage of the discounts. So, not trying to be a big sales pitch, but some of y'all have a little extra money. I don't want you to give me all of your extra money at all by any means. Take care of yourself. I just wanted to offer you some sort of discount to help out. So take advantage of those while they're up. And don't forget to register for the tutorial tomorrow. The link is in the chat right now. Brian asked, what's the new name of the THR template that has the coil filter? If you actually just download the toolkit and then reload the templates, it has it built into it automatically. You just have to reload the templates. You get a notification. We send out emails. If you are in our Facebook group, you'll get a pop-up when a new video is uploaded. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, YouTube will email you whenever a new video is uploaded. And you usually get a notification on your phone, too. But, all right, we'll take advantage of the signups. Go ahead and sign up for whichever package is best for you tonight if you haven't already signed up as a gold or silver member. And I hope you all have a great evening. I'll get this replay up for you. And I hope you got a whole lot out of tonight. Good evening. And I'll see you in the trade room tomorrow morning.